everyone, I'm Dahlia. Welcome back to Turning Flour. So today I'm going to share with you a delicious recipe for chocolate babka. It's basically a yeast dough that's filled with a chocolate filling and then twisted and rolled up a bunch of times to create a delicious, perfect babka. So I've grown up on this recipe because it's a traditional Eastern European Jewish dessert. It might seem very intimidating to make, but it's so not. Once you get each step down, because there are, let's say, about 4 to 5 steps, then you are set to go, and then you could always make your own homemade babka, and everyone will be so impressed. So I'm really excited to share with you, and let's get started. So here's the first step to making the babka. So the first step is to activate the yeast. So I'm going to add the yeast and a pinch of sugar to some warm milk, and then just give this a quick stir. We're going to set this aside for 5 minutes until it becomes bubbly, and that means that the yeast is activated. In a medium bowl, I'm going to whisk together the eggs and sugar just until combined. The next step is to pour your egg mixture into the yeast mixture and then just give this a good mix. Set this aside so we can begin making our dough. Into a bowl of an electric mixer fitted with a paddle attachment, I'm going to add in some flour and salt and just give this a quick mix just until combined. Now, pour the egg yeast mixture into the flour and mix this on medium speed for about 30 seconds. Now, I'm going to swap out my paddle attachment for the dough hook, and this will really help my dough come together and form nicely. Add in bits of margarine or butter on medium speed until it's all incorporated. And once all the margarine is incorporated, you're going to let your dough mix for 10 minutes, and you'll see at first it's going to look a bit sticky, but then as it comes together, it will not be sticky at all. I'm going to place my dough into a grease bowl and cover it with a towel and place it in a warm spot in my house for 1 hour or until the dough has doubled in size. While the dough is rising, I'm going to begin making the chocolate filling. To do so, I'm going to pulse chocolate chips in a food processor until they resemble fine crumbs. Next, I'm going to add in some sugar, cinnamon, and margarine or butter. Pulse this again on high until it resembles something like a crumble, but it's not going to be super chunky, it's just going to be a little bit chunky. After 30 seconds, you're going to want to remove the lid and just scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure that everything's incorporated. Then just put the cover back on and give this one quick last pulse. Okay, so the dough is risen, so now we're going to start rolling it out and creating the babka. So I'm going to sprinkle some flour onto my work surface so that it doesn't stick. I'm using a pretty big work surface for this, but you could totally just divide the dough in half and do this in 2 parts. So I'm going to spread this out all over. And now I'm going to get my dough. So you just want to punch it out a few times before you start to roll it out. And it will seem a bit tough at first, you're going to think it won't roll out, but it will, eventually. Okay, so now just sprinkle some flour underneath and just pat it down like that. Put some flour onto a rolling pin, and you're just going to roll it out. And you want it to be a very large rectangle. It actually took me about 6 times testing out this recipe because I just couldn't get it quite right. First, there was too much chocolate. Then the dough was too thick. Then I tried out a different recipe and it just didn't work out. So I finally perfected it, and this is the perfected one. So I've rolled out my dough until it's about 1/8 of an inch thin, and see how huge it is? So remember, if you can't do it this way, just do half and half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush the ends of my dough with egg wash, which is just 1 egg whisked with a tablespoon of milk. And this will help secure it once you roll up your dough. The next step now is to sprinkle all of your chocolate filling mixture into the center. So I'm just going to add some and then I'll spread it out. So if you see that there's a really big clump, just break it up. Now I'm going to roll up the dough tightly like a jelly roll. Okay, so now we have a big log of dough. So just pinch it together to make sure it's all secured. Take your knife and start cutting lengthwise. Try not to cut your counter. Now you want to do is you're not going to make a braid, but you're going to twist them together. So you're going to go over one, and then you're going to go over with the other. And try to make sure that they still stay secured, What you want to do is you want to cut off the ends that don't have that much chocolate, because you don't want to end up with, when you make your ring of babka, you don't want to have like a whole area that doesn't have chocolate. So just cut off a little bit of the ends that don't have chocolate. And now you have your log. We are going to fold over our log. And now we're gonna twist again. So we're gonna twist these together. And you can try to pull them out as you twist so that it becomes longer. So now I've got an Angel food cake pan here that I've sprayed with baking spray. And I'm gonna take my log and wrap it around inside. This is like one of those things that is just so impressive that you only see at bakeries, but now you can do it too. So I'm gonna get this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour until it's puffed up, and then we're gonna come back and brush it with some simple syrup. So to make the simple syrup, I'm gonna pour in a half cup sugar into a half a cup water, and then I'm just gonna microwave this on high for about 1 to 2 minutes until it begins to boil and turn into a syrup. So now my babka is out of the oven and it's ready to come out. So what you wanna do is put your babka onto a cooling rack, and then also take a wine bottle, and you're gonna place your babka right on top of it. Now carry your babka back onto your cooling rack. So now you want to brush your babka with the simple syrup. So you're just going to brush it all over. And it's important that you do this when it's still hot so that it seeps in. Okay, so now I'm going to let the babka cool off for at least like an hour or two, and then we can cut it. So here is the final product, and look at all those gorgeous chocolatey swirls. This is so delicious, and you've got to give it a try. The full recipe for the babka will be on my website, it'srainingflour.com, and I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more videos every week, and thank you again for watching. Bye!